Hey, Forrest here. Nothing like getting paid. And with ICCU's mobile app, I can deposit checks or accept Zelle payments so the money hits my account fast. I just wish there was an app for mowing the rest of these lawns.
Right now, Lithia Ford of Boise is buying used vehicles. How much you want for the SUV?
I don't know.
Well, Lithia Ford will give you more than that.
How much more?
More than you think.
I'm not thinking anything.
I'm thinking you might get even more than that. See how much more you can get at Lithia Ford of Boise.
When it comes to concrete, we've got you covered. Rowpaint.com offers custom concrete coating services for your garage, business, warehouse, and more. And we do it in one day. We are your complete concrete coatings solution.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news. Joining B.J. Rains today is KTIK 95.3 FM The Ticket's Mike Prater. Listen to Idaho Sports Talk with Prater in the Ballgame, weekdays from 3 to 6 on 95.3 FM The Ticket and online at KTIK.com. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now, here's Mike Prater and B.J. Rains with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, folks? Happy Thursday. Well, usually it's Thursday when Mike Prater is here, but today is not Thursday. It is Wednesday. Is it Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's already been a long week, Mike, getting ready for the golf tournament on Friday. But Mike Prater is here. We're flipping up the days this week. No show on Friday. I don't know what happened to Mike Prater there. He just went out. JP, if you can help us get Mike Prater. Can we hear you, Mike?
I can hear you. I hit a button. I hit a bad button.
Uh-oh, there he is. He's back. Heck of the first 30 seconds to the show here, but I
dropped my football. It was officially a fumble, and I'm not sure how that happened, but we're back.
Yeah, what a start. Mike Prater is here. It's Wednesday. There's no show Friday with the golf tournament, so we're switching up the days a little bit. Mike Prater is doing today, and then John Mallory is doing tomorrow. We got a lot to discuss, Mike. We're going to maybe predict a couple of the TV games, which will come out today. I talked a little bit with Jay Tust about that yesterday, but that there are several big releases coming out. They've kind of coordinated it with all of the TV networks for some of the early season games. Jeremiah Dickey's name has popped up, at least in speculation of who might be candidates, not necessarily saying he is a candidate, but he has been linked at least as a possible candidate along with like 25 others at USC. So I did want to discuss on that, but I wanted to start briefly with the golf tournament, Mike. It was a lot of fun last year. We're looking forward to it. We got about 50 foursomes signed up between the two groups. A lot of local celebrities, really looking forward to having Coach Rice out there. Last year he was scheduled to make it and then got picked for Team USA and had to go down to, I think it was Tijuana.
Yes.
Whoever chose Tijuana over the Bronco Nation News Golf Tournament, I guess that's a first. But Coach Rice will be here Friday. Looking forward to that. His staff, a lot of the other coaches. We got Justin Schultz, the softball coach, Sean Garris, the volleyball coach, David Trainer, the men's golf coach. We got Gordy Presnell, the women's golf coach coming out, or women's basketball coach coming out. So a lot of other, coaches and players. We'll have 9 football players playing, including DJ Schramm and Riley Smith. Tyson Degenhart's going to be doing the celebrity shot out there at hole 17. So we're going to have a lot of fun, Mike Prater. And last year I thought it was big, 31 foursomes, but we're up to 50 this year. And
nice.
It's going to be, it looks like great weather on Friday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I love what you're doing, and I know I've been needling you with a lot of requests over this, but I have one more final request. Is there any way that I can bump one of my playing partners for the Boise State golf coach?
We could maybe make that happen, yeah. Considering you're already the celebrity fifth, I don't know how we could bump someone that paid, but we could figure that out. But that might actually be the ringer in the group because we have the current golf coach, David Trainer, actually in the same group as the former golf coach, Dan Potter.
Come on, man.
That may be your winning team right there. I don't know. We'll have to see. But by the way, I'm wearing the new shirts that everyone gets this year. You get a Bronco Nation News T-shirt thanks to Bauscher Real Estate. We're obviously giving away the golf glove as well from ICCU. We got some really nice new Strixon balls. We upped the game with the balls this year. You get a sleeve of balls Although, Mike, I may have a full dozen for you, because if we go back to last year, here you are on hole 8, teeing off over the water, and I don't quite think your shot got over the water. Did it, Mike?
You know what the sad thing is? I'm a worse golfer this year than I was last year. So my goal this year is to actually get it to the water.
Now, I was told not to ever play this video, Mike Prater, but because I think the statute of limitations runs off after a year, and because the tournament tomorrow is there, and I wasn't talking about your video, I'm talking about the next video that I'm about to play here. We kept this quiet. I think you guys mentioned it on the show. I edited out part of it for time and clarity here, but I don't think your shot or your moment at the tournament will ever be as bad as this moment right here from last year's tournament.
One of the owners of Shop Strange said, if I can outdrive his employee, he's going to give me $100 frickin' bucks, man. I haven't had a good shot all day. We're on, what, our 9th or 10th hole, and they haven't taken one of my shots yet.
Hey, hold on. I got another 100 on.
Let's go, baby!
You done pitched me right.
His driver looks like it's from 1970 here.
Let me just say
Here we go.
This now becomes the biggest sports moment of my life as a participant.
All right,
not a commentator.
The floor is yours.
$200 to outdrive that fat, lovable guy that could probably kick my ass. Here we go.
Let's go. Oh, yeah.
Golf God, if there's ever a time you hook somebody up, give it to me.
He's also golfing in. He's also golfing in flip flops.
Oh yeah. Cooked.
Oh God.
Hey,
You are not allowed to post this.
I made sure I kept that part in the clip. Johnny, I'm sorry to do you like that, man, but it's been a full year, Mike. I think it's finally time that becomes public.
That's a piece of beautiful work, and thanks for sharing that. That was such a fun part of last year's trip. I remember Johnny coming off the golf course saying he had so much fun. He was so excited, and then he predicted that he was going to play 25 more rounds of golf. He's played 0. So he's coming back on Friday, probably with the exact same swing and the exact same entertainment. He's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, but if you're looking to win, don't put him on the BSU golf team's coach. Don't put him on the golf coach's team.
I think we all just wish we could swing the club like Jay Tust here. There was some controversy over the size of his shirt last year, whether he did that intentional or not, but Jay, in a long drive competition, Mike Prater, Jay Tust might be somebody you want on your team there.
Yeah, that's a big boy. That's a big boy. He needs to fill out that shirt just a little bit more, doesn't he?
Really looking forward to it. We got a lot of great food and drink vendors. I think the hole-in-one's going to be fun. We will have the car on site, Mike Prater. So there will be a Ford Bronco Sport on site at hole 6 to kind of tempt you as you tee off. And if you make the hole-in-one, you get to drive the car right home after the round. And again, a lot of great food options are in our barbecue. Cutwater Spirits, we'll be doing some Cutwater tasting on hole 4. We got a lot of other great food, beverages. Bacon is providing bacon bags for all the players. Degenhart Dozens donuts will be out there for breakfast. So you guys will be doing your show out there, I know. And one late addition that I think I can officially announce. I know he's a Vandal technically, Mike, so I don't know how he'll be received, but now he lives in Boise. 500 career wins. Over 500, 5 trips to the NCAA tournament. But I did look it up last night. He did go 2-10 or 2-9 in his career in Boise at various stops. Larry Eustace, Boise resident now, Larry Eustace will be a celebrity at the tournament.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to that. I love Larry, and we've had a couple of moments together, and always followed his career. I was his beat writer back in the day. That was a long time ago. When he was doing his thing with the Vandals. And then obviously he has some NCAA basketball history here in Boise, Idaho. Love the fact that he's living here. And I love the fact that all these coaches, the Paganos and the Cutters, Frank Solich is living here in the Treasure Valley now. Larry Eustace is living here in the Treasure Valley. So it's a beautiful place to play. And maybe one of these days, maybe next year, you need to have a retired coaches flight or put together all these coaches and on one kind of team, because it's pretty fun to watch all these guys. Well, I don't know about Solich, but all these other guys play a little bit of golf and goof around. So it's a blessing to have those resources around here, whether you just want to call them and pick their brains or just goof around with them or bring them out to a golf tournament. Pretty cool deal, BJ.
I was trying to get our friend Dirk Cutter to play, and he was in, but he had a valid excuse pop up. They're leaving the same day for him to go to overseas to like Scotland and England for like an 11-day golf trip or something, and it just happened to be on the same day. So he turned down. He couldn't push his trip back one day. He had to turn us down to go over across the pond to play golf over there.
I played in the tournament last weekend. He was one of the competitors. And that's very unfortunate because he kicked my ass in that tournament last weekend. I was very much looking forward to kicking his butt this week, but maybe you can get him next year.
Yep, we asked Chuck Pagano as well. He's got a tournament down in Miami for a charity that he's involved with. So there was some conflicts, but we're continuing to add to the celebrity guest list, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're not taking any more foursomes, but if you just want to come out and have lunch and meet Johnny and Prater or any of our guests and be a part of the Q&A and hang out from 12 to 2, we are selling some tickets for that. Reach out, Rains@BroncoNationNews.com, and we'll hook you up, Rains@BroncoNationNews.com. As I mentioned, Mike, today we're going to find out some of the TV times. ESPN is releasing its first 3 weeks, as well as some big games. I believe Fox and CBS Sports will release their Mountain West packages as well. I don't know that for sure, but we'll at least get some game times today. I guess in terms of intrigue for you, is there a game that you're most eager to find out when it is? I know a lot of people, the home opener, UCF, is that going to stay on Saturday? Likely, but what's the timing for that one? That's obviously the only kind of real marquee home game. Is the Air Force game going to get moved to Black Friday again at the end of the regular season? Are we going to get another 10 a.m. game on the Blue on Black Friday? There's some intrigue with the Memphis game, I guess, coming up at the end of the month. You got the road game at San Diego State to start conference play. Where's your eyes going to go to first when the TV schedule comes out today?
Probably. Washington's, we know that that's going to be a Saturday night, whether it's a 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock or 5:30 or 8:15, whether it's Fox or ESPN. And we kind of know the neighborhood that the Washington game is going to be in. So I don't feel like a lot of intrigue there. The home opener is kind of interesting just because, you want the home opener to be a beautiful moment. You want them to be able to, I would like that to be a night game. I don't see any reason why that won't be a night game on the Fox family. Because that's going to be there because it's a Boise State home game. So, and maybe even the North Dakota game. Or is that going to be like a 1 o'clock ESPN 3 type, or not ESPN? It'd be a Fox game,
FS2 or something. Yeah,
FS2. I would like to see that North Dakota game be maybe a day game. Give us that once every 5 years we get a day game. So those are the storylines I'm looking at. ESPN with Washington. What kind of kickoff we're going to get for that home opener, and hopefully we can get a day game with that North Dakota game on September 16th.
I'm a little worried that North Dakota game might get moved to Friday night because the following Friday, I believe, is it already set? I believe they play at San Diego State on that Friday night the following week. So you're starting conference play on the road on a Friday night. It wouldn't surprise me if they bump the North Dakota game to a Friday so they still get their full week to prepare for San Diego State.
Yeah, I would not be. I like Friday games, a couple of them here and there, but in this particular one, I think I'd rather have a 1 o'clock game. I know that's very wishful thinking, and we don't get a lot of 1 o'clock games around here, but that would be cool. I'd be a little disappointed if that got bumped to a Friday night, but hey, it is what it is. And, that Washington game, I know you want to dive into that. Looking at the schedule, there's not a lot of sexy West Coast games on that September 2nd. I think this might be the late 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30 bump or whatever it is. On that Saturday night, there's not a lot of options for television if you're looking for that late West Coast window. All the big schools. UCLA's playing Coastal Carolina, USC's playing Nevada. Some just really, really bad games that are going on in the West. So let's hope that maybe I know 8 o'clock is late, but 8 o'clock Saturday night, opening weekend against Washington on primetime national TV. I'd like that game a lot.
Yeah, I think The Athletic did a prediction a couple weeks ago of what they thought it might look like, and they had the 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 5 p.m. local in Washington, or maybe it was 7:30 Eastern, something like that. But they had it on ABC, kind of the primetime ABC Saturday night game, which would be a huge window for Boise State. But as you said, they've also got to fill the post primetime game at 10 o'clock Eastern, 10:30 Eastern, which would be 7 o'clock. Very easy for them to do, 7 o'clock there in Seattle. But you are talking about probably, Mike, a top 15 team in Washington. I know that folks around here want to talk about Taylor Green, but I mean, nationally, I don't think Green's reached that level yet. It's going to be Michael Penix Jr. and Washington as the head billing. And the fact that they are playing a name program like Boise State, maybe that is a little better to keep them in the 5 or 6 Mountain Time range, instead of being that late, 10 p.m. Eastern game. Maybe there's a chance of that, but I think it's going to be one or the other, probably, as you said.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine. It would be awesome if it was. And I think that ABC primetime game is at 5:30 Boise time. I think that's what it's been in the past, but I'm not sure. So, a 5:30 kickoff here. I mean, I'm sure a majority of fans would love that. I like the late night stuff, and I always kind of like to be the last one of the night and be the big rock star of the opening weekend. But I think that game is going to be very, very sexy. I mean, we all know that Boise State, what its appeal is on TV. Washington is going to be top 10, top 12. Definitely top 15, one of the higher, most high-profile openings for Boise State in its history. So I think that game is really, really important, and I'm looking at all the other games in the West, and I just do not see any other possibility. I suspect this game might be at 8 o'clock, Boise time.
Well, we'll find that out. I think I saw the first release is set to come at about 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and then they'll go on throughout the day with ESPN. And again, remember, I think the Memphis game has a chance to be a day game, Mike, because it seems like when I watch Memphis a lot, I said this yesterday with Jay, but it seems like Memphis plays a lot during the day. I don't know why, but I always seem like they're on the ABC or ESPN2 or something at noon or 2 p.m. or whatever. So that game is controlled by the American Athletic Conference. So there is at least a chance this year, though, Mike, they're going to get at least, multiple games back on ESPN, which will help.
Yeah, that will certainly help. And we know that that San Diego State game is Friday night, right? That's already been moved to a Friday night. Is that correct?
Yeah, we don't know any of the TV information or anything like that, but I would assume that's a CBS Sports Network Friday night game, and that could be a late one if they try to squeeze 2 games in, or it could be the 6 or 7 there. I think the date changes should be out today. Again, I am a little nervous for local business owners like our friends over at the James and stuff that Boise State's been one of those teams. CBS has to take 3 games, and we talked about it yesterday. I think our friend Dayton Robinson looked it up. There's not a lot of appealing non-conference games this year. You do have UCLA playing at San Diego State. I could see the CBS taking one of their 3 for UCLA, San Diego State. But other than that, you mentioned I think Vanderbilt's playing somebody. Nevada's hosting Kansas one week. I mean, there's not a lot of appealing games non-conference wise. So then you look at in-conference, Boise State, them to have a chance, CBS could maybe make some sort of trade again, have a chance to get on the blue, game on the blue. Air Force gets some ratings nationally. I think that unfortunately that Air Force game to finish out the regular season, I think could be ticketed for the Black Friday at 10 a.m. again.
Yeah, and I don't know why you say unfortunate. I kind of like that one. I mean, it's a tough turnaround for a lot of different people, but I think it's kind of fun to be able to play that game, and that's what I looked at. That Air Force game for sure. Now that's a Fox. They have to officially trade that out because that's Fox property, if I remember right. Yep. And as you said, they have traded out before they've done that. And I think
was it last year? I think it was Utah State or Air Force or somebody last year in the final regular season game. They made a trade with Fox for that.
I like that. As long as the weather's decent and the sun's shining and there's a little crisp in the air. I kind of like that Black Friday early morning game, but I just want a little variety. I get tired of every single game starting at night, and if we can get one afternoon game, even if it's the Memphis game on TV, that's pretty darn cool. I do like maybe the one early morning game. It's just a little bit different, and Boise State's schedule has always been just so similar so many times in the past 10, 15 years that a little variety is pretty cool, and let's hope we get a little bit of that over these next few days.
Mike Prater said he enjoys being the last one going of the night. I didn't know if he meant, walking out of the bar at last call or, what.
Both. If Boise State's playing at 8, we wrap up the post-game show at 1. You can make last call by 2, BJ. Come on.
I love Mike Prater taken out of context is as good as it gets sometimes on Idaho Sports Talk. But, hey, I want to tell you about a couple of our great sponsors. Was over at Lean Feast getting some meals yesterday. Mike, I'm going to have to get a smaller shirt size for this BNN tournament before Friday because the pounds just keep falling off.
Nice.
Steak, chicken, shrimp. We were over there last Friday, did a live broadcast and got some great feedback from that. They're working with Taylor Green, Ashton Genty, Tyson Degenhart, some of your favorite athletes. Check them out, leanfeast.com/Meridian. fully customizable meal prep, and they deliver. So you can order, and within 2 hours, they'll deliver the food to you, and you can get, one meal just for lunch, or you can get meals for the whole week, and you heat it up in the microwave, 2 minutes in the microwave, and you're eating surf and turf for lunch. Love our partnership with Lean Feast. Check them out. It's right there in Meridian, next to Five Guys, right there at Eagle Road and U-Stick. And again, more information online at leanfeast.com/Meridian. We are broadcasting from the Cutwater Spirits mobile studios. More than 30 flavors of premixed premium cocktails. Pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. Our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. They'll be out at the golf tournament Friday. They're offering that one-day install. It's 5 times stronger than epoxy for the concrete coatings. Transformational. Get a free estimate. They'll come out and check it out at rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union will be there as well. ICCU.com. Sponsoring the Tyson Degenhart Show. The first episode is Monday night, 8 p.m. Leon Rice will join us live. Looking forward to that Monday night for the first episode of the Tyson Degenhart Show, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union and Lithia Ford of Boise. The weather's heating up. It's grilling season. That means the deals are heating up at Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out, lithiafordboise.com, to view their full inventory of vehicles. And yes, they'll still make you a cash offer on the spot. And if you need some new Boise State gear for the tournament or just to have whenever, the blueandorangestore.com still offering that free shipping for any order over $40. And if you're in the Boise area, just go to the Boise Town Square Mall. They have some great deals right now on some hats, $10 Boise State hats, 2 for $15. Some great deals going on at the Blue and Orange Store. So make sure you check them out again at the Blue and Orange Store and the blueandorangestore.com. They are providing, we might as well just hand it to Mike Prater right now. Mike, they will be providing a $100 gift card as part of the prize for the longest drive. So I assume that'll be going to you on the only problem is I told Jay Tuss, you got to keep it in the fairway to be eligible.
Tell Tuss, bring it on, baby. Let's get after it. I'm going to show up with a too small of a shirt and a big old fat loaded up driver. And by the way, your buddies that you hooked me up with last year, and some of those guys have become really good friends of mine. I love the group you set me up with last year. I'm playing with them again this year. And every day I wake up with pictures of Fireball. They send me texts every single morning. And like yesterday was like a brick of Fireball. Today was like 37 Fireballs. I was told I have to drink at least 5 Fireballs on Friday. And they said only 5 because you have a show to do. God forbid if I didn't have to do a show, how many shots of Fireball I would have to take. But thanks for setting me up with the Fireball crew there, BJ.
I knew better to put you in that group than Johnny. I
can behave a little bit, I think, a little bit.
But I think there's a couple new members in your group. Actually, you got, I think, 2 of the same, but they made a couple changes, but you're going to enjoy that group again. Hopefully you have your $1 bills as well. They're out there with like a score. I'm looking at their scorecard and it looks nothing like anyone else's scorecard. Prater's making a putt saying you owe me $2. Every shot there was money on the line, but
they like to get after it.
We'll have some fun. Looking forward to that again on Friday. But Mike, on the final couple of minutes here, I wanted to bring this up. I don't know if you guys have discussed it on your show. Trojans Wire. It's a site that covers USC. They put together a comprehensive list of, I'd say, 25 to 30 names. And so, again, they even, say in the beginning, a disclaimer that for purposes of our discussion, a candidate is not a formally declared pursuant of the job or someone USC even has on its short list. They don't know either of those. They said, for now, we're merely referring to talented individuals whom USC should consider. And with that said, I think it's at least, props and a positive for Jeremiah Dickey that he was listed and had a story written about him as being a candidate that they, quote, should consider at USC. I would say that I think the timing's not right for Jeremiah Dickey. I think he still is here another year or two. I do think he is ultimately a Power 5 AD at some point. I don't think that's crazy to think about. I don't think USC is the right fit for him. I don't think it happens here. But the fact now that Mike, he is starting to pop up on even speculative lists like this, I think is a positive and shows the kind of job that Jeremiah Dickey's doing at Boise State.
Boise State fans, get used to it because this might be one of the first times that it's shown up like this, and it's going to happen a lot over the next couple of years, and you hope it's a couple of years. Absolutely, he should be considered for this job. I think he would be a decent fit at USC, but I understand the ramifications of that. I don't think he is going to go. You certainly put him on that list, especially if that's the criteria. What the job that he's done here should raise eyebrows all across this country. Now, a lot of what Jeremiah Dickey has done is infrastructure stuff, behind the scenes stuff, setting the stage, building a foundation for future success. So, we still haven't seen any shovels in the ground. We still haven't seen construction projects work. He's worked really hard behind the scenes to get all this stuff in place and to get organized. And I need to see a couple of years of explosive growth and explosive change at Boise State before I would feel comfortable about losing Jeremiah Dickey. He's going to leave. You're 1,000% right. He's going to be a Power 5 athletic director, but Boise State needs to keep him for the next couple of years. Maybe this is the part where Marlene Trump comes a little bit more proactive. You have to keep Jeremiah Dickey for a couple of years, and you know that these offers are going to come, these lists are going to come, and his name's going to start popping up everywhere. Give him a couple of years. If you lose Jeremiah Dickey in these next couple of years, that's a disaster. You need to keep him. So maybe it's time to give him a little bit of a contract extension, maybe a little bit of a raise, BJ.
Yeah, I think nobody's happier seeing this report than his agent. So, I certainly think that is certainly possible here. But you got to, I mean, it's got to be, I don't think this should surprise anybody in Boise that his name is popping up on the list. But to actually see it and validate it, that someone that covers or at least follows USC of all schools is saying he is a qualified candidate they should consider. I mean, that obviously shows what a lot of people around here think, that Jeremiah Dickey is obviously doing a heck of a job.
And the reason why I say it would be a good fit, I mean, he's really good at schmoozing, and that's the number one job at USC. It's just schmoozing all those boosters and all that rich money and chasing money. Jeremiah Dickey has proven that he's really good at handshakes. He's really good at chasing money. He will not, there is no piece of money that he won't be afraid to chase. I think that's very important. You know, some of the stuff coming out after Mike Bohn's departure, you know, the stuff that's going on inside the offices, the executive offices there, it's a little shaky. We've heard a lot of those different kinds of stories from a lot of different people. You got to come in, you got to mind your business, you got to take care of your P's and Q's and just be a smart, responsible leader. I think Jeremiah Dickey has shown over and over and over again that he runs a responsible, smart, modern athletic department. I think he's a good fit for USC. I just don't know if this is the right time for him to leave. I'd be very disappointed if he left, but 2 years from now, we're going to be having the same conversation, and he is going to leave one day.
By the way, it is so weird to be reading this article and then here talk about, you know, him being a fit in the Big Ten with USC. It still doesn't, it's still weird to be here in Big Ten and USC.
Yeah. I don't like that at all.
Hey, let's see. Perry says, when does Boise State become a landing spot instead of a stepping stone? Starting to see that in the basketball program, somewhat in the football program. Dennis said it'd be a big setback if he leaves. Nate Staley says, got to keep JD at all costs. And Charles Allen says, see you guys on Friday. So, Charles, looking forward to having you in the golf tournament. Mike, we appreciate your time as always. We started a little late, but we're over the time, so that'll do it for today's show. We'll be listening 3 to 6 today. Idaho Sports Talk with you and Johnny and Bob and JP. Any early, I know you haven't had the show meeting yet, but any early guests or things you want to promote for today's show?
Yeah, we just kind of, sometimes it just kind of comes together. Today, we're having a couple of Boise rock stars at 3:15 live. We're going to be talking about Jake Plummer. He's coming to town for his camp. And then at 5:15 live from Florida, breaking down the NBA Finals, the one and only Chris Childs. So very much looking forward to those two conversations today.
3 to 6. You can hear it 95.3 FM, 1350 AM. I listen on the app. You can also download and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes if you can't listen to the show live. So appreciate our partnership with 95.3 The Ticket. And they will be out there broadcasting live. If you're in the morning session, you want to hang around, there's some chairs right there. You can have a beverage, listen to Prater and Johnny do their show, and hear some of the interviews with the guests and things like that. So looking forward, and make sure you tune in Friday for full coverage from the tournament. Looking forward to it, Mike. We appreciate your time as always, and we'll see you Friday.
You too, and appreciate it. I know you're going to be out there juggling the show, juggling the golf tournament, and taking care of logistics and being this BNN ambassador. But keep a couple of minutes open for KTIK and Idaho Sports Talk. We got some plans for you too, BJ. We got some coverage plans. We might throw you a little extra work and get you on the show, and we'll have some fun on Friday for sure.
Yeah, looking forward to jumping on with you guys. And the tournament won't be over yet, so I won't be too many Mick Ultras in to join you. But we'll look. It's going to be a fun, long day, but it looks like the weather's going to cooperate with us, and looking forward to it. So we'll see KTIK on Friday. We'll see a lot of you on Friday. Johnny will join me tomorrow as well, and maybe I'll hear about playing that clip or not. I don't know, but
play that again tomorrow.
Appreciate it, Prater, and we will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Tune in. They'll have full coverage of all the TV announcements and stuff on today's show as well. 3 o'clock. So we'll talk to you with Johnny tomorrow, and full coverage, BroncoNationNews.com. This has been Bronco Nation News Live from the Cutwater Studios. My name is BJ Rains. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News Live, Bronco Nation.